All right,
Okay.
we're live. Okay, so we got the data downloaded. What is the research question?
So I have, are the wages at BYU male students different than the female students?
Yep. Essentially, ways to word it, but that's basically this. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then for the second one, what's the null and alternative hypothesis? That's the null is population of 1 is equal to population of 2, or and the alternative is they're not equal.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what I have too.
I like it when it's easy like that.
Or would you say population or would you say it the mean? Or is it how would you say it?
The mean of, well, it's just the mean of the population, the mean.
Okay. All right.
Because these are generalized, so it's the mean population.
So basically, like U1 equals U2.
Yeah.
That not equal.
Yeah.
Yeah, U1 equals U2 and U1 does not equal U2.
Yeah, and that's what I have. I just would, if I had read it, I would have said the mean of 1 is equal to the mean of 2 for the null. So,
Gotcha.
but if it's not just the mean.
It's the
population mean.
Population mean, because the regular mean is the one we're going to deal with our data, and the population mean is generally speaking.
Okay.
So it's not talking about it. It's saying that they're comparing. They're going to use the two. There's samples to do that. The sample mean is the X bar, but that's what we use to deduce what the population is.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the thought process anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, collect the data. A, describe the data collection procedures. So the math department, they had to get all of the wages for they did a survey to get the wages, their hourly wages of the female and the male students. So
yeah, so all the students of one of the professors in his classes.
And yes, for that professor, one of the professors, and then to do that, so they had to get the wages of both male and female of his classes to collect that data, the data of the wages of the male and female from his class. There we go, from his class.
Got it.
That took a lot longer.
Yes. All right.
For number 3, I have the answers, but we get that from SPSS. So do you want me to read them?
Well, just the general, yeah.
For the female, I got mean 9.759, standard deviation 3.169, and 91 for the sample size.
It's actually 95.
Really?
Yeah. There's if you look at the thing where it says case processing summary, the left side where it says valid, so there's missing and then there's total. So total is 95 and 88. I did the same thing, and then when I looked at the answers, I'm like, wait a second, why do I have something different? And then when I looked back at the data, the total, and if you look at like the data, the data set, if you count them, if you look at that, that has more. So basically, what it's saying is there are some students that don't have jobs, and that's why there's a difference between the two.
Okay, because I could find both numbers. I just never knew which one to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't know either, except that when I looked at the answer key to compare my answers, I went, why, what? And I realized, okay, that's why it's different, is because it's actually including the total in the information, even though there are some that don't have jobs.
Okay.
It's a small number. There's like 4 and 3, so it doesn't throw off percentages very much.
Okay.
So
So number 4, making inferences. What type of hypothesis test is appropriate? And it would be the independent samples hypothesis test.
yep.
One group is not dependent on the other group.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. Makes sense. Me too. So the requirement, standard random sample, either normal distribution or a high sample size, which we have a high sample size, so we're good. And then this distribution is relative anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a simple random sample, so
It's not. No, it's not.
it's not met for this.
No, but they have us do all the data anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot that part. I just, looking back, I'm like, that's what the requirements are for that test.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Are we on C then?
Yes.
Because we just finished talking about that independent. Okay, compute the test statistics. So I did the whole, we analyze, compare the means, click on an independent samples t-test. I have to write down how I did it so I don't forget. And then, anyways, it's equal to plus or minus 1.836.
That's what I got. Yep.
1.36. Yes, that's what I've got too.
Okay.
I'm redoing it because I had to shut everything down so it's no longer open. There we go. Yeah, that threw me at first when I was looking at it because it has the 2 rows, the top bar and then the second one.
Yeah.
So it's the equal variance is not assumed. That's what we had to use.
So, sorry, I just got everything pulled up because I had exited out of it too. Where do we find the real number? The real sample size?
Up at the top, where it says the quick processing summary, the total number of people, 9,088. Although the ones that we just used in that bottom part, when we just did this, it gives us the sample size. The degrees of freedom are that's average between the two. Never mind. It shows 95, 91, and 85,
Mm-hmm.
which was, is that different or the same? I can't remember.
Yeah,
See-
so those are it says are the valid ones, 91 and 85.
Yeah, that's what it's using to do the data.
And then the missing are 4 and 3, which make the total 95 and 88.
Yeah, so I guess the total, that's the total sample size is 95 and 88, because then I guess either they didn't respond or they responded that they don't have jobs.
So did you
Part of
have
the sample size, but they don't have data to contribute to things, because they don't add it. You know?
Did you just have to count that up then? Because I'm not seeing.
When you did you do the descriptive statistics at the beginning?
Okay.
If you do the analyze, descriptive statistics, explore, then you put the wage in the dependent list and the gender in the factor list, then hit OK.
Okay.
Then that case processing summary, it tells you what's valid, what's missing, and then what the total cases are. So the total cases of 95 and 88.
Okay.
So now the thing that throws me though is I'm not sure, because if you look at the histogram, the sample sizes are the 91 and 85.
Yeah.
So those two, that to me would say those would be the normal numbers, but then I don't, because those are the numbers that are used in solving this.
The answer key said 91 or 95 and 88.
Yeah, the answer key said 95 and 88. That's what threw me off, because that's what I had it. What I had at first was the 85 and 91, and then when I went and checked the answer key, it had a different number, and I'm like, whoa, that's different than what I got. And I went back and looked. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's the total of the samples taken. But if there's no answer to put in there, then you're not actually. How do you use those to factor?
Okay,
Data to factor in.
gotcha.
0 is data to factor in. So I don't know. We'll have to ask her.
Yeah. Okay, sorry to go back.
No, totally fine. All right. What do we on degrees of freedom?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm still trying to pull up the other thing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So for degrees of freedom, it has 98.263.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then for E, compute the p-value and compare it to the alpha level. So the alpha level they didn't give us, so we're going to use 0.05, right? I didn't miss that they.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I figured out too. I'm like, well, I guess they're going to have to. That's what they've been using as a standard lately.
So the p-value is 0.069, so it's greater than the level of significance.
Mm-hmm. So for F, who's got that one?
I put fail to reject.
That's what I got.
Yep.
So basically for G, we have insufficient evidence to say that there is a difference between wages for male and female BYU Idaho students.
Yep.
Right. Would it be right to say we have sufficient evidence to conclude that the wages for male and female math students are equal, or that's incorrect to say it like that?
That's incorrect according to the way that it's told us to state it. It says we either have sufficient evidence to say that the alternative hypothesis is true, or we have sufficient evidence to tell us that the alternative hypothesis is true.
Okay.
That's what I've got in all my notes. Everywhere they talk about it, it's either sufficient or insufficient, and it applies to the alternative hypothesis, not at all.
Okay.
H. Stephanie, I think you're up.
Okay. Rather than testing a hypothesis, now say you just wanted to estimate the difference between female and male wages at the 95% confidence level. Create a confidence interval to estimate this difference. Okay, so I have negative 0.17622 is the lower and 4.52858. So I guess we need to round to the three spots. So do we need a round or we don't round right now?
Typically we round, but I think in the answer it has more than just
The answer key has the whole number like on the computer. So
I don't know here because we're actually pulling this. We're pulling this from data that the computer is figuring out for us. So I don't know that. I think if we put our answers in, if it says 3 decimal places, we just put that number and go to 3 decimal places.
okay. So that's what I got as the 95% confidence interval.
Yeah, same.
I thought that the negative is the 4.52858, and that the positive is 0.17, but then that wasn't the same as what the answer had. So I don't know what I did wrong. I was going to try and redo it.
And I wonder what, the only thing I could think of is maybe if when you have to label your two things, like the last step you do before you push OK, maybe, would it matter if you label them female-male instead of male-female? Would that change it?
Possibly, yeah.
I don't think it would. It would just be your...
Well, it would, probably, because when you're doing that plus or minus, you're subtracting you're subtracting x2 from x1.
I wonder, it won't let me go back. Let me try to I'll do it again and I'll just switch those two and I'll see if that matters.
Okay.
It means...
Yeah, I'm doing that too. When I switched it, I think I still got the same thing.
Okay, so I don't know what.
No, I didn't. It did switch.
So if you switch the grouping variables,
Yep, then mine switched too. It now becomes negative
Yeah.
4.5285. So I noticed last night on the SPSS video that the third video they posted, that, I think that's where I saw it. I don't remember now. But they labeled the first one male and the second one female.
Mhm.
But you know, that's the thing is, how would you not do that on accident?
On a test?
How do you know with the data?
Well, I think they said that in the test it allows for that because if you switch them. But then again, if you know, if you look at the homework assignment, it actually tells you. The
The
homework assignment,
homework assignment, not the preparation assignment?
what was that? Hold on, I'm looking through. There was somewhere I read. Oh, that was for lesson 12. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing. Stop ringing. In the homework for number 12, it tells you to find the differences as, but that was for the differences, and that will give you either a negative or a positive, depending on which one you put in first. Same thing goes, I think for this one it's the same thing, is whichever one goes first could change the answer to either a positive or a negative, because the difference is going to be the same. It's just which one you're starting with. You know what I'm saying?
so my mean one is the females.
So yeah, your mean one is the female and your mean two is the male. So if you're subtracting a bigger number from a littler number, you're going to end up with a negative number at the end of the day.
So I have to look at what number it assigned to my females.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as my groups, and then make that my group. Since it assigned a 2 to my females, then I have to make that my first group. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's a
Males are
rule.
first.
I don't know that there's a rule for which one goes first. That's just the way they did it.
No,
Somewhere I read it tells you, but you know I didn't know that that would cause an error in the result, I guess.
I'm trying to remember where I saw that because he explains. I'm gonna put. If I remember correctly, when he explains it, it wasn't like it just was like, and I'm gonna label this male and this one female. It wasn't like this is how you do it and why. It was just he was walking us through. So I kind of wonder if I need to remember where I saw that, but I think it was in that third video, the lesson 13 SPSS.
That's where he labeled the males as one male and two female.
Yeah, so he's talking about it when he labels it. So maybe go through. It's probably about halfway through, and if I watch it again or whatever, then because I do want to watch it one more time, I'll text it to you. But if you have a second, I'd watch that video and kind of fast forward to this problem. Oh, it might be in the video tutorial.
It is. It's the video tutorial. That's what that's
So
at.
not the lesson 13 SPSS. It be the video tutorial, Carolyn.
The video tutorial
Okay.
tells us how to do it. Okay. No. Okay. So, we're on I. So I guess
Now interpret the confidence interval you built above. So because there's a 0 in that range, we can't tell anything about the difference between the two means.
yeah,
What
we
I have.
can interpret it and we can tell them what we found, but you can't. But because of that, you can't define anything. You can still say that you're 95% confident that the true mean difference between wages for males and females at BYU Idaho for BYU Idaho students is between negative 0.1762 and 4.5286.
See, and from the video that I watched, it said if 0 is in the confidence interval, we cannot tell the difference between the means.
Yeah, that's when you're giving sufficient evidence or insufficient evidence. You don't have information. You can't tell what it is. But I thought that you can still say that because even though the 0 is in there, it's in between here, but we can't determine a difference.
Yes. So because 0's in there, we can't determine the difference.
Yeah.
That was my
evidence.
So we know it's between here and here, but because 0's in there, we can't determine if there is a difference.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's between these numbers, but we can't determine which way it goes. If it's higher or lower, because it's middle. That
Okay.
Got it.
makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull up the answer key again and make sure. Gotta close everything on here when my computer had an identity crisis. I did, I rebooted it twice.
I have it. You trying to read the answer?
Yeah, I was just trying to pull it back up, it wasn't opening.
Do you want me? I have it right here. Do you want me to read it to you?
Sure, I just got it up, but go ahead.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, that is, you're right. It's insufficient evidence to use the confidence interval. I just went off of the rule of how you say it. I didn't really pay attention to that part.
Okay.
So, my bad.
All right. I didn't write a short paragraph.
For 5, I just said no action. I didn't know what to do.
That is a short paragraph. Good
I
job.
didn't know what.
Yeah,
I think we've already talked about that.
yeah.
Well, not really. The action. Okay.
It's not, if we can't determine that it's different, then what do you do? I mean, does it matter?
Describe the action you feel should be taken based on the statistical results above. Well, we go back to. Never mind.
I mean, they could do set parameters. That's the only thing they could do is redefine how they're differentiating. I don't know. Or maybe there just is no difference. It doesn't matter.
There's no action. I mean,
Yeah.
you can take a longer data set, like a larger data set, and see if they can get different results, but I don't think it'll be any different because it's a large sample and it's, you know.
Well, and typically students all kind of fall in the same range of wages. They typically aren't coming with a skill that's going to get them a higher wage necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, based on the standard, that's typically they're gonna make around this bracket, regardless of if they're male or female.
Yeah. They will. All right.
Okay. So are we ready to take the quiz?
Let's fire that baby up.
Oh man, I'm starting to yawn. That's bad.
Don't start.
I know. Sorry.
Keep going.
I can't sit and hold still or my body starts going, oh, you're going to start relaxing and it's time to, no, I still
You're
have to.
exercise ball. You can't help it because you can't hold still.
Yeah, I can't. And then whenever I hold still or if I cuddle with the kids, my body's like, yeah, you're finally going to try, rest. No, don't get tired. You have so much to do.
Seriously.
Later.
All right, so what requirements must be checked when conducting a hypothesis test comparing two means to independent samples? Simple random sample drawn from each population, and the mean population or the mean is normally distributed for each group. Okay.
It's both B, A, and B.
Yeah. So, Andrew.
Okay. All right. The test statistics for a hypothesis test comparing two means with independent samples is a t-score.
That's what I think too.
Whatever.
Do you want to go, Brianna? Go ahead.
Sorry. 2 samples are independent if, and I put knowing which subjects are in group 1 tells you nothing about subjects to be in group 2.
Yep. Okay. Use the data file dentist office bills to answer questions 6 through 11. And it represents random samples of dental bills at a dentist's office in Idaho Falls and a dentist's office in Rexburg, and then use that null hypothesis that it's equal to each other. An alternative hospital that U1 is less than U2. How would you guys say that? The mean
Population.
How would you word that? I'm just curious.
Hold on.
And then with a level of significance of 0.10. So I got to pull that up real quick.
Okay, so it's, the mu1 is equal to mu2, or the population mean. An alternative hypothesis, the population mean of 1 is less than the population mean of 2. Looks like it is 39, I think, is the derivative.
Wait, you guys are ahead of me here.
Yeah, me too. So I have a question about when we
I'm
have
still pulling up my stuff here.
How do you guys switch from, like, right now I have this other data and I can't ever figure out without going all the way out and all the way back in? How do I switch the data set?
I open the new data set, and then I just go and X out the individual data set to the other one. So all I have left is the data set, my new data set.
How?
Yeah, I close everything else, and then
They're separate windows when they come up. So I just close the other windows once I have.
So I have a question about when we have to do the automatic recode.
Yeah.
Like, when do we have to do the automatic recode?
I think it's just when it's like this one might be one of those that you can do a code on.
I think if it says if it's larger than 8. But I still didn't quite understand what they meant. It's just larger than 8 samples or something like that. Okay, Patty, explain again how I switched from the class survey to the dentist one.
do you have to close your output from the other one?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just keep adding on your output. You know, your new output will be below your old output.
Okay, but then how do I open, because right now I have class survey, but then, like, do you go to file then open, or how do you get to that bank of this stuff? Does that make sense? How do I get out of there?
The list of of the downloads you can do.
Yeah.
I just click on the little reduce button, the little bar, so that it sends it all down. So it's not gone. So I just have to look at it, but it's there if I need to pull up some other data.
Because did you already pull up your other one?
No, I can't. I don't know how to do that.
So I saved the website because, and I was thankful I did. Let me see.
If I get out of this group meeting, then
Are you open in the, what do you call it? Are you open in the BYU Idaho desktop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, here's this. Never mind. I just found it.
Okay, you found it? Okay.
So what's it called again? Dentist something?
Dentist office bills.
There it is. Okay. But there's got to be a way when you are in the actual SPSS and you pulled up the data set. Is there not a way when you're in that screen to then pull up something else? You always have to go back to the...
I saved the actual website, so there's a website there at the top.
Yeah.
And I just created a Word document that had that, so I copied and pasted it this morning. Because I couldn't get BYU Idaho the thing to open in their desktop. So I couldn't click on any links. So save the website. But save it on
statistics.byuimath.com / like that one?
Yeah.
Index? Okay. I see what you're saying.
But save it on your computer and not their desktop, because if you save it on their desktop, next time you come back, who knows where it is.
Okay. I'll figure that one out later. Okay.
So we have to recode on this one too in order to get the P statistics. So.
Oh, did it tell us so who should be group 1 and who should be group 2?
When I just punched in recode, it assigned Idaho Falls 1 and Rexburg 2.
So group 1 is going to be 1.
It automatically recoded it for me.
Yeah, my last time though, it did my females were 2 and my males were 1. So I guess that's where I wanted to make sure.
Did you choose to put that there, or you did the recode and it chose to do that?
I did recode and it chose it.
So
But
how
I'm
did
wondering with her, with the male and female, how did that happen?
I didn't
know.
male and female, so I don't know.
how did you do the recode? Like, I'm just confused. Because mine, I don't know where it said that it gave me a 1 or a 2.
Well, I hit transform, I went to automatic recode,
Yeah.
and then I just told it to take city, and I just clicked on city and told that to be the variable that we're going to rename, and I renamed it to recode.
Wait, tell me again. You went to transform and then what?
And then automatic recode. And then when that popped up, I just clicked on city and put that as the variable, and then the new name, and then I just renamed it.
So whatever variable we're renaming is like whatever is the 1 and 2 categories, like the gender or yeah.
Yeah, and they automatically assign the numbers to it when you do the recode.
Okay.
So what did you do for the new name? What did you pick? Did you?
I just called it groups. But you can pick anything you want.
Yeah. But then when you have to make sure you choose your, this is where when you, and then when you go in to do the, where are you guys at? You got on the p-value now, or the?
Well, I'm still on automatic recode. So
Okay.
I clicked the city as the new variable, and then the new name I just typed in groups like Carolyn, and then did you keep it on lowest value for a recode starting from?
Oh, I don't remember that part.
You didn't change it.
I just left that alone. I didn't do anything. All I did was rename it.
Yeah.
And then so you, but it's still not letting.
You have to click on the thing. Are you create a new name, and then you type in the name, and then hit OK.
Okay.
Are you still on the recoding, right?
Yeah, it just labeled Idaho Falls 1, Rexburg 2.
Okay, so now you want to do an independent samples t-test. So you're going to hit analyze
Compare means, independent samples.
t-test.
Okay.
You're going to move your variable over, which is the bills or whatever. I forgot what the dentist bill.
Bill is test variable, and then you do groups as the grouping variable.
Yeah, whatever you
already have city, but.
And then you have to define your groups.
And that's the 1 and 2.
So group 1, you have to remember what it recoded it as.
You just put 1 and 2. Don't sweat it, because it'll pull up the data. You'll be able to look back and see which one's which.
Okay, so you just did group 1, you labeled 1, and group 2, you just put 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got the warning. He talked about the warning, and I can't remember what he said about it.
Oh, that the warning is when you did the recode. I think when you do the recoding, but when you define the groups, and then it'll give you what you want down lower.
It won't scroll down anymore. I think something's wrong.
Because it did that the first time too, but that's because I put the information in wrong. So when you do, you have to have the test variable needs to be the dentist bill, and then the grouping variable needs to be your groups.
Okay.
Do 1 and 2.
I'll redo it and see if it.
Because I tried to do it and had city in there still, realizing that I forgot to change it. I had to take it back out and put it back in. My groups and recoded groups.
Gonna do what? Say it again.
I had done it backwards. I forgot to change it to the city, and or change it from the city for the grouping variable and use the groups regrouping or grouping variable.
Oh, wait. How do you
Click on the
keep
group
it as the
variable,
grouping variable? Dentist bill is the test variable. It won't let me push OK. What do you do with city? You just leave that over there that you're not going to use it?
you're not going to use it, and then you have to make sure your groups are defined. It won't let you hit OK until your groups are defined.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
For some reason, it keeps on giving me the warning thing too.
Go back.
Yeah, I have it at the top of mine, but then at the bottom I have what I want.
Yeah, I got it twice because I did it wrong. But once I got that regroup thing done correctly, then it came up. I got the data. Recoded.
So
This variable is the dentist bill, right?
The test variable is the dentist bill,
Mm-hmm.
and the grouping variable is that groups, the recoded group.
So right now, under your grouping variable, does it say cities? What does it say in your grouping variable?
On mine, it says city parenthesis 1, 2.
Okay,
So
you need to click on that. Click where it says city 1, 2, and that little left arrow that sends it back over to the pool.
Yeah. So you're just getting rid of that. You're trying to put that back over on the left side, and then you click on group.
Oh, and I want city code or whatever our grouping name is in the grouping variable.
Yeah.
And then it'll define the groups as 1 and 2.
So that's what I just did. I was like, what? But you have to get rid of the city.
Yes, it has to go back over to the pool. We don't want it as a variable. So we find it with the groups.
This is just like so complex to me for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
So then the degrees of freedom, 37.996.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
It's super complicated. Standard deviation for Rexburg. Sorry, you guys ready to go in? I'm kind of jumping it.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh.
You guys ready to do number 7?
I'm ready whenever you guys
I
are.
haven't done 6 yet.
Okay. So number 6, did you get all that information up from the t-test?
Yeah, so would the degrees of freedom be 37.996?
That's what we're putting in.
That's what you guys put?
Yeah.
996. Okay. And so 7, what is the sample standard deviation for Rexburg? Sample standard deviation.
For Rexburg, I have 206.637.
That's what I have.
I'm almost there. Oh, 206.637?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what is the test statistic? I have 0.434.
I have a negative 0.434.
Oh, see, now I've done something.
I don't know why mine's negative and yours is positive.
Yours doesn't.
Negative.
Mine's
Oh,
negative.
mine does say negative. Okay. Thank goodness you caught that.
No, I don't know.
This is not one we could control which one was first and which one was second, really.
Okay.
And
So
now,
p-value, did you guys get 0.666?
yeah, but is it? I can't remember if it's asking.
It's one-tailed.
Is it one?
Yeah, so we have to divide it. But yeah, it's 0.666 and then divide by 2.
But it says two-tailed.
But
Well, that's what the data is, but the research section. Hold on.
the research question is
One tail.
yeah, it's population mean of 1 less than population mean of 2. So we only care about half of the 0.666.
Back above number 6, it tells us that the alternative hypothesis is one-tailed.
Okay.
So,
How did you guys saw that?
failed to
It
reject.
makes common sense once you say it, but I'd have missed that. So you divide by 2?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
So it should be 0.333.
okay, yeah.
And then what is the correct decision based on the evidence? So we're going to fail to reject the null because the p-value is greater than the level of significance.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it asks, suppose your alternative hypothesis is population mean of 1 is not equal to population mean of 2. What's the correct decision? And we would still fail to reject.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now we need to freshman dinner.
Open another thing here. Okay.
Some of these are funny.
Guys, I'm sorry, really quick. So 10, you put fail to reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is less. No, wait. Fail to reject. So it's more than the p-value. The p-value is more than the level of significance, right? So fail to reject null.
Yes.
And 11, suppose your alternative hypothesis. What did you guys put? What is the correct reason? U1 is not equal to U2.
It's still, we're going to fail to reject the null because now your level of significance is 0.666, and that's still greater than the level of significance. Did I say that round and round and round? I felt like I said it round and round and round.
So because now you have a two-tailed test, because you're saying U1 is not equal to U2, you're not just checking one side of it anymore. So
right. So your p-value is the 0.666.
Okay. So fail to reject. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So go back to question 12. What's the appropriate alternative hypothesis? It's saying, basically, it says you suspect that freshmen from Utah cook dinner for themselves a different number of times than freshmen from Colorado. So that's not equal.
Okay.
Because they don't care if they do it more or less, just they do it different.
The middle one? Well, yours might be different one.
Yeah, mine's the middle one. It's, yeah, so not equal.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you guys have to recode it first?
I haven't tried yet.
So, yeah, you're gonna have to recode it so you can get do your independent samples t-test. Because there's more than 8 pieces of data.
Okay. So the variable is the freshman.
Yes, the variable is freshman.
What did you guys put for new name? I'm curious. Just dinners, freshman?
I just put groups.
Okay.
Super creative.
Variable was so. I thought the variable was the state.
The variable is this. Well, no, the test variable is the freshman. The grouping variable that you're going to recode is going to be the state.
Oh, okay.
Because you want it divided by states.
Okay, I think I did that. So I like have state as the variable.
For what?
When you recode it, do you click on state or freshman? for the.
When you recode, you're going to click on the state.
Okay.
State is your
You're gonna
variable for
recode.
recoding.
Okay.
State is a variable for recoding. But the variable for the t-test is going to be the freshman.
Okay.
Gosh, people keep texting me and calling me.
So then for the group, define groups thing,
Uh-huh.
did you just put 1 and 2?
Yeah. Because once it records, those are going to be your options.
Wait, I'm one step behind Brianna. So on the test variable, it's different. It's not the, we're testing the freshman, not the state, right? For
Right.
the test variable.
Yeah, you're going to
And
put,
the grouping variable is what you renamed.
is your regrouping, yeah. Your recode.
And what did you label them? Just 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever wrote this program is pretty amazing.
Seriously.
Actual programming, you know?
Ridiculous.
Okay, I think I got it. What is the test? Are you guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys already through them.
I'm not.
On 13, did you do negative 0.845 for the test statistic? Did I do it right?
Yeah, that's what I got.
5, yeah.
P-value?
0.845.
Negative 0.
Negative.
Oh,
Negative.
yeah. Okay, you guys. You're catching me in my. You know, I wrote it down on my paper too. Negative.
You wrote down right? You wrote down.
To move it over.
Okay. On 14 on the p-value, if we're checking, do we divide it by 2 or not?
No.
0.410?
It's a two-sided test. It was just looking for what's different. So it's a two-sided test, so it'll be the whole value. So it's 0.410.
0.410?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, explain why it's two-sided test. I know this is, I'm almost there in my brain, if I can tell, but. So because you want to know the number of dinners from Colorado and Utah, it's two-sided because you're trying to find out both, not that if one's more than the other?
No, what the question it says, you suspect freshmen from Utah cook dinner for themselves a different number of times than freshmen from Colorado. So it's not about which one's doing more or which one's doing less, it's just that they don't do the same.
Okay.
So basically what we're saying is we don't care who cooks more and who cooks less, we just think they don't cook the same amount.
Okay. Okay.
So if it's looking for something different than equal, then that's when it's a two-sided test.
Okay.
So yeah, but if it's the greater than or less than, then it's a one-sided.
So if it's different, then you know you're looking for a two-sided test.
Okay. Got it. I gotta write that down really quick, even though later that'll be common knowledge to me, but.
No worries.
Okay, so if you're looking for the difference between the tests, then it's.
If you're looking for a difference between the two variables, then it's a two-sided test. If you're looking for one to be bigger or one to be smaller than the other, then you're looking for a one-sided test.
Okay.
So you have to divide the p-value by 2. Apparently my daughter's teacher is inputting grades. My phone keeps going off.
What? So the decision you're going to make is we're going to fail to reject the null because the p-value is greater than the level of significant.
Yep.
But it's less than.
It's greater than.
Our p-value is 0.05.
Oh, 0.05, not 0.5. Sorry. Oops.
Okay.
Oh my god, we finally get to do the reject instead of fail to reject. Okay. I'm excited. I want to click that button one of these days, but we usually just fail to reject, so.
You'll find I promise, Steph.
Someday, right?
Someday you'll get to click that reject button.
Someday. We will reject that null. Okay. Okay. Now use the information and data just above question 12 to construct a 95% confidence interval. So don't we already have that right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is the lower limit of the confidence interval? So is it negative 5.13734?
Yes.
Yeah, but take your 4 off because we're going to round to 3 decimal places.
Oh, 137. Okay, so negative 5.137.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, Brianna, do you see that?
Yep, that's what I got. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And the upper is 2.204.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Are we going to submit?
Yes.
Almost. Do we want to go through answers first, or just go?
Oh, I submitted, so if you, it's 100%, so submit.
Yeah. Somebody be the guinea pig. Go first. Go first. Just kidding.
All right.
Last time when you missed too, Carolyn, and because that one thing afterwards, I was like, maybe we should just take a minute and just, really quick, one's this, two this, and just make sure we're all the same, because that's happened to me also, where
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of got behind because I was trying to figure out on my own that one answer, and so.
I know. I felt really bad. I was like, we got to do that, but. Okay. Did you work last night, Carolyn?
I didn't. We just came back from St. George yesterday afternoon, so now I got to play catch up because I didn't do anything really while I was there except for did my last week's quizzes for homework.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I got to do all my nursing stuff and then this. But I've got to run my daughter to school really quick now. So.
Okay.
All right.
Today we'll see ya. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.